You've already said you're running. What's the message you're hoping to get out with tomorrow's event in Bentonville?
I want America to understand my common roots. I want them to understand that I grew up on a farm and the values that led me into public service. And whenever you see small town America and the beauty of the people there, I think it does tell a story about me. So that's really important to me, and I think it's important as you run for president that they understand your roots, understand your background. A couple things that I want to emphasize tomorrow. One is I'm the only candidate in this race with extensive federal law enforcement experience. And when you're looking at the challenges that we face in our cities in terms of crime, when you look at the reform that is needed within our federal law enforcement agencies, I'm the one to lead that. When you look at the challenges that we face on the southern border and fentanyl coming into the country, law enforcement experience is very important in addressing the needs of our country and saving lives. So I want to talk about that. Secondly, it's about hard work. And that's been my life. I've worked in factories. I've worked, hauling hay and cleaning chicken houses. And the work ethic is so important to America. And as governor, we tried to implement a work requirement. I think we need to have an emphasis upon work in our society and to make sure that we don't create a culture of dependency. The startling thing about Biden's kickoff is that he didn't talk about the future. He didn't talk about the challenges that we face with inflation and the economy and the border and our position in the world. He focused on the past. And that's been my criticism of Donald Trump, that he was too focused on 2020. And it seems to me that we've got two candidates in the race that's focused on the past. And I think that's a strategic error that Joe Biden is making. The American public wants problem solvers and wants people focused on the future of America. I have always preferred and said that the states are where this debate is going to occur. And that the states are going to have to, one by one, figure out what their policy is on this important health care issue. And they're going to differ. And so my position is really the same as to what I would prefer. And I think with the Americans' preference for divided government, it's likely that it's going to stay in the realm of the states. Anytime we're having a debate about how to best protect children, it's a good debate. And so I certainly don't think we've crossed any line there. My problem, of course, with the Arkansas law, that it was extreme in its nature. It didn't have a grandfather clause, and it was not limited to prohibiting transgender surgeries, which I would sign in a minute. Since then, there's been some other states that have really drafted carefully thought out legislation that that was more balanced, that had a grandfather clause in there. So I think the discussion has improved, and obviously it's important whenever you're looking at how we protect our children, and balancing that with not unnecessarily interfering with the parental decisions on the health care of the children.